Fans of the exploration of natural satellites and really big rockets, thank you very much for joining me for an unboxing video of the LEGO Ideas NASA Apollo Saturn V set 21309. So, thank you everyone who expressed an interest and commented on the preview video I did for this. It's great to hear from fellow enthusiasts for rockets and LEGO. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to unbox this set, just have a look at how it's presented, see if there's any accessories, and then I thought we could have a quick leaf through the instruction manual as well, because that might be fun to see what's in that, because with LEGO Idea sets you often get some background to the actual subject matter, and I'm sure with this being Saturn V there's going to be a decent amount of information about the vehicle and the missions. So without further ado, let's see if we can get into this. So LEGO collectors, I guess, will appreciate the fact that the box isn't stuck down at the ends. It's sealed with these transparent tabs, so you know, easy for storage and saving the box for prosperity, and no damage incurred by actually opening it. So I always think it's interesting to think, is there a lot of space in these boxes, and you know, is it packaging or is it necessary shipping space? And I'd say that's about 80% full, so you don't want these crammed to the breeches with these things. So that looks a pretty sensible sized box for the parts, and this has got a lot of parts. I just thought I'd say about this set is it seems very good value for a set. It has nearly 2,000 parts and it costs £110 in the UK, and that's inclusive of the delivery cost. So that's actually, you know, a lot of people talk about the cost per piece, so that's about, I don't know, 5.5, 6 pence per piece. That actually seems a good ratio. So I don't know if LEGO have cut their profit margin on this or something, almost like as a bit of an outreach set. It seems very reasonably priced indeed. The children have had sets a quarter of this size that cost half the price. So yeah, nice one LEGO. Right, let's see what we've got. So I do apologise audio-wise because there is probably going to be a fair amount of rustling here. So, as is, so I've got numbered bags. Numbered bags are kind of like different to my childhood when you used to just get bags and then you had to sort the parts out and build them. I think from the sets that my kids have had, the numbered bags are a fairly recent addition. Certainly, I don't know, maybe the last decade. Yeah, I think about the last decade these have started to come on the scene. I guess it's an handy option, isn't it? If you want, you can just, you know, you can build it with bags, get a nice quick build, or if you like to do it the old-fashioned way, you can just dump all your parts in a pile, sort them out, and then build it that way. All right. So we've only got a fraction of the parts out so far, so I'm going to go for a big pour now. If this goes wrong, it's going to go everywhere and it'll go flying off the table. So okay, we'll pop that in the background. So there's the instruction manual for building this. This is a pretty thick instruction manual. That's about 5mm, 6mm thick. Looks very cool. So there's the instruction manual. Rather nice presentation. Bit of this sort of blueprint look. Looks very 1960s style engineering drawings. A representation of the model as well on the back. So that looks good, and that's about 6mm thick. So that's quite a thick instruction manual, and I guess there's a lot of parts to put together here. You get one of these parts separators. They seem to be common fare now in LEGO sets. I know we've got dozens of the things now with all the ones the children have had. Now, one thing that is interesting to see here is that's a printed tile there, so I'm hopeful. Oh gosh, look at all these, United States, United States, United States, loads. I'm hopeful already that all of the decals are printed as opposed to any stickers. Those are going to be the fairings for the lunar module, very cool looking. These blue trestles are for displaying it on the ground configuration, so one of these Saturn V's that wasn't flown is on permanent display, laid out like that, so that's quite neat. Oh yeah, look, it's all tiles, all printed tiles, brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic, that is. I think this is probably going to be an all-time classic Lego set, and for people who like to dabble in a bit of Lego investment, as I do, I know I've got several sets maturing up in the loft. This would be a good one, although don't just buy up loads and loads. If you're going to save one for prosperity or perhaps your children later on, you know, don't go buying 10, because that means loads of other people who want it can't get one. But you know, it's a free market economy. What am I to say? And there's a U, S, and I bet there's an A in there somewhere as well. A, there we go. So if you ever seen the footage of Apollo, I think it's Apollo 11. Is it Apollo 11 taking off? Yes. As the rocket rises, there's a famous bit where the USA part goes through camera shot as the rocket's clearing the tower. So yeah, that's a lot of bags. So how many is that? 11? 12. That's just bag 6. Yeah, so 12 bags in total. So not bad. It's going to be a fun build, this. I'm already very excited to do it. I'm going to change the camera angle now, and we'll have a quick look through the instruction manual. Okay then, so let's open this up. So if you carefully cut these instruction manuals plastic sleeves open, you can then put the instruction manual back in and it will hold it flat. You can even carefully tape over the end without sticking onto the manual, so it's worth keeping those, I always think. Right, need the scissors, so let's have a look then. So this is printed very nicely. It feels a good quality instruction booklet. So let's have a look. So as we thought, we had a section on talking about the Apollo program. A few pictures of the vehicles being used and some of the astronauts in training. There's the lunar rover there, and there's a command module, and there's command modules looks like being assembled and stacked. There's one of the first stages all shrouded up with its engine covers on, and there's a stack being moved to the launch tower. So this is very cool. So you've got more, like, I guess, a section talking about the actual rocket itself, a Saturn V rocket, and some of how it works. This is a very important part of the lunar orbit insertion method used for the mission. This maneuver here to kind of assemble the crew element. Some nice colour photos as well, including a picture of what is arguably the only true spacecraft ever made, or the only true human spacecraft ever made, the lunar module. And this is a schematic representation of the different events in the life cycle of the Saturn V and Apollo mission from launch to touchdown on the moon. And of course, this is Lego Ideas. This set was designed by people of the Lego community as opposed to actual Lego designers. So yeah, a bit about them, which is also cool. We're into the instructions as well. And I guess it's quite funny just looking at this. This is very indicative of the actual mass of the launch vehicle, the amount of parts that go into the first section, the second section. So you've got 6 bags, 4 bags, 1 bag and 1 bag. And that's almost analogous to how the weight of these stages decreased very substantially as you moved into each stage at higher altitude. And then then we've got all the instructions, which look, so there's quite a lot. So let's see how many pages of instructions do we have? 179, yeah, 179. So it starts on page 11, shall we say, or 12, 13. So that's nearly, what, 165-ish pages of instructions. So this is quite a big build. Some very interesting construction techniques they've used here. Fascinating. Just having a quick leaf through it. Yeah, it takes you through to the final assembly. And then we've got the parts inventory. And then we've just got a little bit about Lego ideas, and as I said in my first review, here's a couple of the other things. So an Adventure Time set, of course, they did the Big Bang Theory set, the Yellow Submarine from the Beatles, and a Caterham 7 620R. If you've ever had don't know if you've ever been in a Caterham, but it's an amazing car to have a ride in or drive. They're absolutely insane, great fun. And there you go. So I think I'll leave it at that for now. I hope you found that unboxing interesting. The next thing I'm going to do in this series is we'll shoot a time-lapse video of the build. So I hope you'll enjoy that and keep an eye out for that over the next week or so. I'll be very interested to hear your ideas, comments and observations about this Lego set and the Saturn V as well, if you've got any great bits of knowledge. So please do share those in the comment section. Other than that, I would just like to say thank you very much for watching. I'll speak to you next time, and goodbye.